My name is Adam, and I'm an alcoholic. Daily Reflections. December 2nd. Serenity. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 106. As I continued to go to meetings and work the steps, something began to happen to me. I felt confused because I wasn't sure what it was that I was feeling. And then I realized I was experiencing serenity. It was a good feeling, but where had it come from? Then I realized it had come as the result of these steps. The program may not always be easy to practice, but I had to acknowledge that serenity had come to me after working the steps. As I work the steps in everything I do, practicing these principles in all my affairs, now I find that I am awake to God, to others, and to myself. The spiritual awakening I have enjoyed as the result of working the steps is the awareness that I am no longer alone. My name is Adam, and I am an alcoholic. Your 12-step program is nice, but the spiritual aspect bothers me, someone once told Dr. Bob, some alcoholic starting his sobriety. There is no spiritual aspect to the program, the doctor replied. No? How should I understand that? This program is all spiritual, finished Bob. This is a piece of AA history. My story reminds me of my first meetings with members of the AA community, who every Sunday visited the therapy centre where my adventure began. They talked about their experiences, the joy of getting sober, and about spirituality. But none of them talked about how they came to be sober in their new life today. They didn't talk about that directly, it seemed to me. Today, I know that everything they talked about was exactly the recipe I was counting on, but I didn't understand it at the time. I couldn't get rid of one question that was drilling a hole in my head. The question was, but how? And this question drowned out what they were saying. But I wouldn't have understood anyway. It was too early. Not yet. I still had to say the Serenity prayer hundreds of times. At that time, I only understood one message. I had to go to meetings. And I stuck to it. If I had to answer the question myself today, how does it work? Where does this cheerfulness come from? Where does this strength and perseverance come from? Can this be explained in human terms? I would answer like they did. Of course. Surrender yourself to the program, and the program is the spirit that, step by step, will open your heart, throw away all the burdens, and give you meaning and inspiration for every day. Humanly, it is impossible. But there is a spirit who guides and is always next to us. There is no room for loneliness and sadness, although humanly, we always want human closeness and shared joy. Humanly speaking, maybe not today, not for a long time, but just start. Finally, here's my poem, a little on the topic. A torn heart. It has found peace, bed and window. Thank you for today. See you in sobriety. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.